How about the draft ban and pick? Because we know now Joy is available. So 100%
Ban it. Just ban it, man.
there must be one slot, right? Need to be spent for this Joy. Either it's Argentina or maybe Philippines. And of course Argentina, they as the first pick they want to take the Joy. And Kaja as well. So there must be one hero that needs to be, abandoned or maybe left out from the from the banning here.
Well, we'll see first, right? Because yesterday we did see an error from Argentina where they missed one ban in the first phase against Indonesia. Hopefully that doesn't happen again here for Argentina. Again, up against Philippines, who will just ban out that Joy, like we mentioned. It is just the standard ban so far. The Benedetta as well targeted down towards Agent Zero or Dapadap in Team Philippines. But now we're going to see the Farsa ban as well. So again, two respect heroes, two respect bans over towards Philippines. We're seeing the Farsa ban and also the Benedetta ban. And now let's take a look again at Team Philippines. What are they going to ban over towards Argentina? The Joy firstly, and the second ban to come here. It should be, again, just the Prio heroes coming in, the Wanwan, the Kaja. I mean, it will be the Kaja for Philippines right now up against Argentina. And we're going to take a look at Argentina, who is going to be banning again. It does seem like, so far in the tournament for Team Argentina, they really like going for these team fight compositions with a lot of AoE damage and a lot of AoE engages. We saw the Atlas was a favorite for Argentina. If they do want to go for the Atlas again, they need to set it up from the drafts here by banning out a Diggy, by banning out a hero that can really stop that Atlas from doing whatever he pleases.
Yes, that's right. There's no Farsia, there's no Benedetta. Finally, the Joy, of course, needs to be banned out here from the game. And Kaja. So it will left Valentina, Leo Mortis, and also Wanwan. The Wanwan.
It's been left open so far.
So it will be another contest for Martis and also Leo Mart, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because Philippines, I don't think they will take the risk to just let 1-1 out in the hand of Argentina.
Maybe, right? Maybe they will. I don't know. Looking at it again, Philippines, they really like to play around the Mathilda. A lot of these, grouping up heroes, the heroes that group up together. So up against the Wanwan, it's actually not that bad. But again, for Philippines, it feels like for them, it'll be just better to ban that Wanwan away. A bit too much lane pressure, a bit too much kill pressure as well in these team fights for that Wanwan. So we might just see that happen here. But they go for the respect ban towards Jotun instead on that Hayabusa.
Wow.
We saw the Hayabusa up against Slovenia and Indonesia. Even though they lost up against Indonesia, that Hayabusa definitely gave a few problems over to Indonesia. But now it is Argentina who's going to go for the first pick in this series, in this game. Alucard being shadow picked here by Argentina, but I don't think it's going to happen. Argentina usually really like to prioritize the Atlas or just the engage heroes early on.
Okay, so they are more into the crowd control hero, right? Such as maybe is it a knock up or maybe it's a stun. But the Alucard shadow pick, I think they are still discussing, trying to discuss that maybe the 1-1 open, it's not gonna be their option as the first pick here, but meanwhile it's gonna be Diggy.
Which is a counter towards that Wanwan, right? So basically what Argentina are saying is, we're picking up the counter towards Wanwan. You're free to pick that Wanwan. You're free to pick these crazy CC heroes because we've opted to go for the Diggy here that can really nullify all of that threat. And Philippines now, they have a chance to respond. What are they going to go for? Are they still going to try to force that Wanwan, or will they go for the standard draft we've seen for them, right? We've seen in the first phase that Philippines really, really like to go for the Beatrix early on.
For Zoriano, right? So is it gonna be Beatrix? But maybe the Beatrix will goes into the third pick here because they will prio this Fredrin and also Eve as the high ground hero for Philippines. So there's still no win-win, or might be Soriano is just more comfortable with their Beatrix.
Yeah, we have seen him play
so many times.
so many times, the
I think until now,
Beatrix,
yeah.
a lot of different heroes, and we haven't really seen a lot of his Wanwan, right? Obviously, we did see some of his Wanwan in MPL Philippines, but it's still just a hero that we don't usually see a lot from him. Now, though, from Argentina, Civ, we know that he can play that Wanwan. He can just pick it up here with the Diggy as well. But if you want to go for a safer choice up against the Yve, up against this Fredrin, I do feel like the Yu Zhong can be an option for Argentina with that Wanwan. But they go for the Fanny instead, and the Wanwan comboed in. So they needed a bit of dive to get that threat on towards the Yve, the backline presence from Philippines, and that's exactly what they go for here with the Fanny.
Yeah, and I think Philippines need some stopper here. Maybe it's gonna be Franco, just in case the cable, the steel cable that from Fanny is going towards into the backline, trying to target this Eve as the first target for Argentina.
Oh.
And it's gonna be Momshu assist. I think it's interesting to see because I was waiting for it, and there you go! Oh my God! Finally, Mirko.
It's the Estes, all right. It's the Estes for Villa Luna. The signature pick for this Filipino team. We'll see how this plays out. The Estes. We haven't seen Estes at all this tournament, so this is the debut. This is the first Estes in IESF.
On the first day, actually, we've seen
We saw
the
the
shadow
shadow
pick.
pick.
It's only the shadow pick, right? But then after that, Momshu changed it to the Matilda, if I'm not mistaken, right? Then finally, the Estes comes in the day number 4 of IESF here. But
We'll
yeah,
see.
we'll
Again,
see. Is it gonna be Beatrix or who is the good lane for the Philippines? They ban out that Yuzong just in case there's gonna be a massive damage coming from Argentina towards the backline of Philippines, which is gonna be Eve. And there's no Beatrix. Oh, so respect when come from Argentina towards Soriano.
yeah, it's a very solid respect ban from Argentina. So far, if you take a look at the bans, it does feel like almost every single ban is respect, right? Respect bans over the Philippines here. From Benedetta to the Farsa to the Beatrix. Sure, the Valentina is a prio ban, but everything else has just been respect towards Team Philippines. As Philippines also are respecting Argentina going for that Yu Zhong ban. We saw that the Yu Zhong really created problems for Philippines in the first match for them. Indonesia versus Philippines. And now in this second phase, the final ban from Philippines. What's it going to be? Is it going to be another XP lane ban? And it is. So this is hinting at the fact that maybe Philippines want to flex this Fredrin over to the XP lane and not put it in the jungle role. Or they could actually just pick something else for Edward, for Dapadap. The Esmeralda is still up for grabs. The Uranus as well, even though we haven't really seen a whole lot of Esmeralda and Uranus in IESF right now.
Okay.
Oh, they go for the
It's gonna be
Paquito instead.
Yeah. Paquito for Dapadap. And nice. I think it's not gonna be Nana, but if they want one mid lane that can hold the dive-in composition from Philippines with Fredrin and also Paquito, Lilia could be the option.
Lilia could be a solid choice, but honestly, I actually kind of like the Nana pick here if they actually do go for it, right? Because it provides a lot of good utility, and guess what? Philippines want to stay clumped up. If you stay clumped up against that Nana, the ultimate can really punish you. And it seems like they are also hovering over the Hylos, which I don't think is going to be picked up. Kadita
Oh
becomes
my
another
God.
solid choice up against this grouped up composition.
Wow.
And with the Hylos, it definitely adds more utility on top of the utility that they already have with the Diggy, right? So the Glorious Pathway combined with later on the Time Journey to get out and to disengage, and sometimes even to engage on towards Philippines.
Okay, and it's interesting because Argentina, I just feel that they know what they have to do with this Eve composition coming from Philippines, right? They want to burst it down very fast. They have this Fanny going into the backline with the steel cable and also the cutthroat and also the rough wave from Karita. It will mix Imam, I think, will be in a lot of danger situation here. And it's gonna be either Fredrin jungler, or I think it's Fredrin jungler. So because the Paquito will go into the XP lane, and it's gonna be another Irritel for Soriano.
There you go, another hero that we know Soriano finds a whole lot of comfort on, that Irithel, and Imam as well on a signature pick in the Eve, the Estes. Even the Paquito here for Dapadap, all signature picks. Just a Fredrin for Del Rosario is the hero that, again, isn't really his pocket pick, but for Del Rosario, he's played so many different heroes, the Valentina jungle, the Guinevere jungle. We even saw him play the Granger jungle yesterday up against Slovenia. So we'll see if both teams can make it here, but Momo-chan, I do want to ask you for a quick prediction based on the drafts here in game number 1 for Philippines and for Argentina.
If you take a look from the draft, Argentina, they look very, very strong, but I think as long as the E from Philippines can hold the position very well, I think it's still fine for Philippines.
Let's see if your prediction goes the right way as Argentina and Philippines head towards the land of dawn. We shall join them early on. Again, we can already see for Philippines, they're starting on the orange buff. Meanwhile, Argentina starting on the purple buff on that Fanny. We'll see how both of these junglers choose an opposite path in this game, because with the Fanny, you want to be a bit more aggressive early on, and that's exactly what they're going for already.
Meanwhile, Soriano with his Irritel needs more time to get his item. Meanwhile, Philoluna with the babysit trying to be the first target here, and it's gonna be the first blood into the hand of Steve.
Wow, first blood over already. So early on, and again, like you mentioned, it's on the hands of Civ, this Wanwan, the hero that you don't want to scale up, especially when you've already picked up a counter hero in that lane. Villaluna falling very early on, and this is a good start for Team Argentina. This can actually be the early game controlled by Argentina. It's going to be very tough for Philippines to actually look to roam across the map because of this Kadita and the Fanny with so much kill pressure on their hands.
Yeah, I think from Philippines draft, it's more into the mid instead of the late game here. So they have to make a lot of space, especially for Soriano. And the babysit from Villaluna moved into the mid lane here. So Soriano needs to play a little bit passive, especially he has a 1v1 situation with Sif. That actually it's easy for him to actually open that weakness point here.
Well, in the XP lane, you can already see the movements here from Imam, trying to look for a gank or a trade on the board, just setting up for that turtle take as well, as he just helps Dapadap to clear out the waves. Topside pressure has been taken by Philippines as Villaluna is caught all alone in the mid lane. Del Rosario picks up the turtle and they're rotating over to that mid lane, but it does seem like Argentina will just choose to back off.
Yeah, and now Argentina, seems hold a little bit, maybe not as aggressive as before, because he knows that Villaluna now is trying to cover that mid lane here. Meanwhile, Soriano needs to get more information towards the positioning from Philippines, because he almost can get ganged like this.
Jotun instantly with the cables able to find a kill onto Soriano in the worst possible time, because look, the wave was just shoved in by Civ, and it does seem like Soriano will miss out on that entire wave, not getting the gold buff, not getting the gold minion. As Argentina are still leading in kills, Philippines still ahead in gold though because of that neutral objective control. Erwin though jumps in with the Petrify, gets the rough waves as well as Dapadap jumps in with a knockout strike, trying to get a cheeky little pick off onto Erwin to punish him down. But it does mean that Argentina will have Papadog free hit into that gold turret up top.
Okay, meanwhile, in the gold lane, Soriano trying to giving some pressure here with the poke damage towards Steve, but there's gonna be an Estes coming with a heal, and Jotun tries so hard to take down the Soriano, but Soriano is still able to stay alive and still survive with only 2 members very, very low in the bottom lane here. Argentina, they have to let go the gold turrets in the bottom lane.
And it's a good follow-up from the rest of the Filipino team here. From Del Rosario already getting a very good position, but Erwin jumps in with the oddity over under the tier 1. Now it's going to be a lot of damage placed onto him, forcing him to use the rough waves defensively. But it is still Philippines who are grasping onto that gold lead with the objectives.
Villaluna really need to make his rotation here, because Soriano actually aware that Argentina likes to at least get some pick off towards his lane, right? So Soriano, if he died so many times, I think it's gonna be a dangerous stuff for Philippines. Meanwhile, there's gonna be an ultimate comes from Papa Doc here. Meanwhile, it's gonna be a real world manipulation pops up from Imam. But I think there's no any team fight happens since the turtle is already being secured by Philippines.
No further follow-up. Erwin trying his best to look to get that kill onto Villaluna once again. He was able to find that kill early on with his Petrify supporting Civ. But here it is still the same story. Argentina with a bit better aggression early on, but it's still Philippines were slowly but surely building up that gold lead with the neutral objective control and just the objective control in general. Dapadop has just been focusing down on clearing those waves to enable his team to make more plays on the map. Meanwhile, Erwin, again, can't really do much here by rotating towards that gold lane at this stage because of Villaluna's healing coming in from that Estes. The kill pressure, slowly but surely, will be a bit, tamed down by Philippines, actually, now that I think about it. As Jotun is going to have a tough time in his orange buff. In his purple buff, it's going to be him still finding that purple buff, though, with the Retribution. The Petrify as well, connecting onto Del Rosario, who's going to be taken down. The purple buff not on Jotun's hands, so it's actually stolen away with real-world manipulation now popped in. It is going to be Dapadap who looks for it, but Soriano gets killed in that gold lane. A 1v1. It's a 1-for-1. But it ends up being worth it to Argentina, kill-wise, 2-1 in the end.
Oh my god, that slow effect comes from Villaluna, the domain of Moon Goddess. 90% slow effect. It makes all the people, all the players from Argentina cannot do much inside the circle of the skill here. And meanwhile, Jotun with the steel cable a little bit here, and it's gonna be a punishment coming from Del Rosario because he cannot connect that steel cable just now.
Ooh, a mistake from Jotun there will lead to the third turtle being controlled by Blacklist International's roster here. Again, they're already starting to nail it down with the ultimate bonding experience. Philippines, though, again, with that Estes, are able to sustain back up as Erwin's forced to back off as well with the Oddity, using it defensively to get out that real-world manipulation. It is Team Philippines who secures the turtle. 3 turtles in this game so far, all towards Philippines.
Yep, 2K gold lead for Philippines right now, and Rosario maybe seems needs some items still for the defense item here, but meanwhile, the target from Philippines, they want to take the mid-turret as soon as possible. The glorious pathway has been popped up from Papadoc, and as we can see, that actually Soriano now, they are trying, the Petrify connects to 2-member, and Papadoc really still in the good position here. Meanwhile, Soriano is still able to survive as well because there's some healing that comes from Villaluna.
Oh my god, look at the damage coming in as Jotun jumps in with the cables there, followed up. Meteoro finds the kill with the alarm bomb. And it is another worth trade for Argentina in terms of kills. Philippines so far aren't really trading these kills properly, but they are trading the kills over for objectives. That tier 1 did fall before the fight, and you can see here in the replay as to what exactly happened with Philippines clumping up together with that Estes and with the ultimate bonding experience strategy that they really like to use. It's being punished by so much AoE damage from Argentina.
Yeah, and even the burst damage coming from this Kadita, Erwin is gonna be a huge problem for Philippines, I think, because the Ocean of Oddity and another combo with the Rope Wave make at least Villaluna almost get shut down by this guy.
Almost.
But
again, still is able to heal back up on that Estes. It's all still chill for Villaluna. And for Philippines, they're taking it slow. They're not really going to go for these crazy team fights again. They're just going to use their pressure and their gold lead to threaten that tier 2 take up in the top side. And now it is going to be Papa Dog who's trying his best to defend it, but it is the tier 2 taken down. Glorious Pathway defensively popped in for Papa Dog, and it's trade from Argentina over in the gold lane, picking up a tier 1.
And meanwhile, Argentina finally succeed to get the bottom turret here, and gold, I think, still leaded by Philippines here. But meanwhile, I've seen some player from Philippines quite struggle here.
Yeah. We'll see here with the purple buff stolen away again by Del Rosario. Jotun's going to have a tough time. We've already seen that in this game, he's had a tough times with the cables, even with the purple buff, and now without the purple buff, this is where Philippines can really start punishing Argentina. Take a look at the items here. You can already see the DHS and the DHS and the corrosion signs built up already. Yeah. And he's already opting to go for the Wind of Nature, so that's going to be a lot of defense for the Wanwan to play with.
I think for Philippines, I think it's all about the position, you know. Villa Luna needs to have a good position here to keep healing all of the players from Philippines, right? Soriano cannot be caught as well. So there's no time for Philippines to give a space for Sif to open the weakness point because they don't have any counter. They don't have Lolita. They don't have that Guardian Bulwark can hold the damage coming from Sif. Once the crossbow of Tank pop up from Sif, if Villa Luna is not able to heal the member from Philippines, I think it's gonna be a hard situation for Philippines.
20,000 HP on that Lord. Del Rosario still playing around Lord. This Lord dance from Philippines is what we've come to know from this team. But it does seem like Argentina found the Lord now, bringing it back to reset it. But Meteoro is still holding it. Both teams still holding it on to 7,000 HP. That's going to be the engage from Erwin right now. As the Retribution battle will be won by Jotun. The crossbow tang on towards Del Rosario will be able to pick him down. Argentina backing up. Papadog losing a whole lot of HP, but look at Soriano, who's able to do a shot. So much damage, but will fall to the hands of Jotun in the end. Erwin caught in the midst of it all, going to be punched to death, knocked out by Dapadop. It's a 2-for-2, but the Lord went over to Argentina.
Oh my god, 2-for-3. Meanwhile, Philippines, they lost their Lord here. Jotun tried to get the purple buff here. Meanwhile, Dapadop still able to push him back away. Let's take a look for the replay here. Actually, when the Glorious Pathway being popped up, Jotun finally come in the perfect timing with the cable here and also the Cutthroat with the Retribution. One railroad manipulation maybe cannot hold up all the people from Argentina, but the thing is, Soriano, he left behind. So there's some team fight here actually for Philippines, and it makes Villa Luna maybe a little bit hard. Who he has need to choose to be here, right? Is it gonna be the Imam or is it gonna be Soriano? That needs a lot help from Villa Luna with the heal.
Now it's getting to a point where it's very scary for Philippines. The gold lead has been lost. The gold lead that they've been building through the objective takes. And even there, you can see the orange buff was actually stolen away by Erwin with the Breath of the Ocean. Del Rosario with no buffs this time around. Argentina are giving Del Rosario a taste of his own medicine as he's been the one stealing away the buffs from Argentina. 12th minute in this game. 34,000 gold for Argentina. That's just a little bit gold more than Philippines. But again, the later the game goes, I do want to ask you this question, Momo-chan. Who do you think has the upper edge later on?
Going into the late game, I think Philippines has a lot of advantage here. They have this Irrital, right? With the healing as well.
Erwin, my goodness!
Oh
with the Breath of the Ocean finds Soriano with the flanks! And it happens again to Philippines. The flanking pressure from Argentina. It's Meteoro traded in, but it's a roamer for the gold lane, Momo-chan.
This is what I talked about before. The positioning is very, very important for Philippines, right? Soriano, especially, he cannot get caught. And it happened just now. Once you ask me who has the advantage into the late game, actually Philippines has it. But the problem is they have to see their positioning here. They have really in a good position, especially Villa Luna and also Soriano. The problem is they have to let Del Rosario become the front laner and Dapadop maybe. So just let Dapadop and Del Rosario tank all of the damage from Argentina, and Soriano need to be in the perfect position to just spam all the basic attack from Irrital.
You can see the flanks and just these crazy engages from behind for Team Philippines have been their nightmare, right? It happened against Indonesia with Psychots. Now Jotun jumps in onto 3 members here with a Glorious Pathway as well. Jotun still able to get out as Papadok jumps in. Erwin not able to find anyone right now, but a crossbow tang is going to be ready for Civ. Doesn't quite get the weakness points necessary to look for it. Dapadop now jumping forward. That's going to be Erwin once again with the damage onto Villa Luna, and Dapadop now going to be traded back in. Erwin falling in the skirmish. Meteoro pops that time journey, but it's not going to be enough. It's a 1-0 as Philippines were able to outlast Argentina.
So now it's gonna be 4 versus 5 situation. Meanwhile, Lord now is already popped up in the minute number 14, and Dapadab trying to get some information, trying to open all of the bush here. The slow effect coming from domain of Moongarers from Villa Luna, trying to stop that Papadok. Meanwhile, Jotun is already being shown up in the mid.
One more weakness point there, but look at Jotun who dives in onto 5 members. The real world manipulation on him as well. Jotun's going to be taken down. Lord wide open for the taking for Philippines, and they get it right now as Dapadab knocks Papadog up for the taking. It is Argentina who are now caught walking back on the back foot. Philippines looking to use this lead, but they need to be careful of Erwin in the bush. Read out perfectly by Dapadab.
And now they are focusing to get more turrets objective here. Meanwhile, the Lord hasn't shown up yet, and I think it's gonna be the top lane for the Lord way. And the Philippines, they want to play a little bit disciplined here. They don't wanna, they don't wanna rush things up. They wanna wait for the Lord until it shows up going into the top lane for Argentina as well.
We do have a technical pause, so please do be patient with us right now as we resolve that issue. Still don't know which side it was initiated from, whether it's from the Philippines or Argentina, but we will try to resolve this as fast as possible. Again, fair play is our #1 priority here in IESF, the 14th World Esports Championship. So please do be patient with us as we dissect the game here on the caster desk.
Yes. Oh my God. Like we said it earlier, like we discussed about this Kadita presence, it's even scarier for all of the backline from Philippines, right? Villa Luna or maybe Imam with the Eve here. So it's gonna be another homework for Philippines. I know how the feeling when you know that actually your backline is not as safe as what you think, right? Especially for Del Rosario and also the Padap. They have to become the frontliner and also become a cover for the mid lane here. So it's not an easy task as well for the Philippines. They have to make, or they have to engage the team fight here carefully. They cannot make maybe I can say a minor mistake, because Argentina, they still have a chance to turn back the table.
You're right. It's just super tough now for Argentina, because you mentioned that when we're talking about that scaling towards that late game, it'll definitely favor the side of Philippines. You can see with the Yve and obviously that Irithel on the hands of Soriano, with the items now bought. Villa Luna with a very good buy there with Winner's Truncheon is going to have a little bit more to say when he gets dove on. Papadog and the rest of Argentina now trying to defend in their base. Base turret's going to be targeted down in the mid lane and that top lane, as that's the Lord marching down, getting a whole lot of damage onto that Lord, onto that base turret, forcing the time journey from Argentina as they look just to defend. They do not want to go for any team fights now. It's a bit too coin flippy inside of their base. So Philippines will just have a lot to say in the siege right now.
And the Padap trying to do some split push in the mid lane just now, but Papadok still able to hold it up a little bit here, so there's no mid turrets down from Argentina. Meanwhile, there's gonna be another split coming from the bottom lane here. Meanwhile, Aaron stuck in the front, and he has to use that roll face to run away from 5 members from Philippines.
Soriano does so much damage. Look at that over to Johnson. My goodness. The damage from Soriano is absolutely disgusting as he steals that orange buff away. And this is what Philippines like to do. Once they get that goal lead, they just hold on to it and they use it very efficiently, backing up and not really going for anything too crazy. Disciplined playstyle from Philippines as they just wait for the next neutral objective to spawn, which is going to be that enhanced Lord in the 20 seconds actually.
And now I think Argentina, they are trying to find some skirmish or team fight here.
It's going to be a stun for the side of Argentina towards Dapada, but he actually gets out now. But look at Erwin who jumps in, but it's going to be knocked back up by the knockout strike from Dapada. Jotun looking to buy some time right now as he dashes all the way across to the other side. Going to be spotted back in. Cable management on point for Jotun to get out. But it's a 1-0 over the Philippines as they look for this enhanced Lord. And with the damage placed onto Jotun, it does feel like Philippines will be able to secure this without any contest from Argentina.
I think it's gonna be a disaster if Argentina forced to contest this Lord, and obviously it's gonna be a Philippines take down the Lord. Meanwhile, Arwin tried to find Sneaky Peeky, caught someone in the backline, and now Papadog stuck inside the remote manipulation has been popped up by Imam, but he still had that glorious pathway to run away.
Oof. Backing up here, Argentina looking to play. What? Jotun tries his best to look for that cheeky little pickoff onto Soriano, and he almost succeeded in doing so. A good reaction time there displayed by Villaluna as he was able to heal Soriano right in time. But now with the Enhanced Lord in that top lane, it does feel like, again, Philippines are mounting up to a siege in the mid lane. Bottom side going to be targeted as well by Dapadop. Enhanced Lord micromanaged by Argentina. But for Philippines, they're waiting. They're using that Enhanced Lord up top to create a distraction for this mid lane. Base turret number 2 falling in this mid lane, and Philippines, again, just playing it disciplined. No need, it's not necessary for them to look for any crazy team fights at this point. They have a solid gold lead, and they don't need to give Argentina the opportunity to coin flip back to that lead.
Or maybe they have to wait until the third Lord, maybe a fourth Lord here for the Philippines. Meanwhile, Argentina still trying to find someone that can be knocked down here. There's gonna be a rough F coming from Erwin, but Philippines team still, they are trying to force back, they are trying to fight back here. And look at the damage coming from Del Rosario with the stun as well. And Papadog is gonna be the one who got shut down in the jungle.
You can see the top side though, Jotun was in that top lane, getting the turrets down. As this is going to be Philippines who are able to punish Papadog and Argentina. Meteoro going to be targeted down right now as that's going to be Civ looking for the crossbow attack, but will not be able to find the weakness points. Jotun just jumping in to cancel, to threaten Imam, to stop that real world manipulation as Civ tries his best to jump around right now. Jotun coming back in onto Imam, not able to find it right now. Jotun gets back out. Erwin looking for the engage, gets the Breath of the Ocean, but he did not get that petrified down when he jumped in. Was not in range. Now it's going to be Philippines who are walking back as Argentina are able to defend once again. 20 minutes in.
Wow, I think Philippines really need this Lord though. They cannot go inside the base of Argentina very easy because the high ground defensive that Argentina has. It's not easy for Philippines to just bang into the base of Argentina.
You can see right now that even though it's still Philippines who are holding that gold lead, the later the game goes, the harder it's going to be for Argentina. And the later the game goes, the items and the gold lead won't really be relevant at all. Philippines now, again, just trying to set that up, that evolved Lord. And you can see the response from Argentina as they try to micromanage the waves, which they're going to have to be constantly doing around. Because all the base turrets have been taken down. Those are super minions that are constantly slow pushing to Argentina's base.
Agree with that. And it's all about the time, you know. It's all about the timing for Philippines. They just need to a little bit patient here. Oh, but Jotun comes with the cutthroat all as well. But Imam is still able to survive with the Winter Truncheon pop-ups. So if there's no Winter Truncheon, I think Imam is gonna be the one who got shut down in the mid lane.
That was a solid try by Jotun. That was the Winter Truncheon used up.
It looks like a warning coming from Jotun.
Oh, but here it is. Jotun gonna be caught in that bottom lane. 2 members, both of the side laners from Philippines in that bottom lane. As Argentina look to trade it back with some pressure up in that top lane. As now they're gonna try to walk back into this evolved Lord. 22 minutes in. It does feel like both of these teams are just going to be dancing around the Lord, waiting for that opportunity to reveal itself.
Meanwhile, Philippines, they play very carefully. They have to check all of the bush here. They have to check where's Arwin is, and especially Jotun can just come very fast with the steel cable. So I think it's gonna be another distraction coming from Argentina. Meanwhile, Philippines, they are still looking for the opening of taking the fourth lord here.
Argentina are actually playing it really well so
Yeah.
far. They've been able to actually distract Philippines with just some members over toward that topside river and using that distraction to get some turrets on the board. You can see that Philippines, just the base turrets are left here. And this is an opportunity again for both teams to look for a team fight. But again, in this Lord dance, it is going to be a 50-50 if they commit to it. Judson making his way back again towards that Lord. Look at a concealed play by Erwin as he looks for that flank. Oh, it's Soriano finds the petrify, but Soriano is able to dash out. That's going to be Mom targeted down. That's the immortality popped in. A Civ is going to be taken out as well. A 1-for-1 as the mid laner has been taken out by the gold laner. Soriano free hitting his Papa Dog will lose his immortality next. Papa Dog will lose his life as well to the hands of Dapadop. It's a 2-for-1 trade for the Philippines, and now they're looking to punish.
I think they still need that Lord, or maybe not, because they are going into the mid lane right now. Very, very confident. Meanwhile, Jotun tried so hard to take down this Dapadab with the steel cable that connect and also the cutthroat. I still want to buy some time. This Jotun.
Jottun's trying his hardest to clear out the waves
my
to cut it
God.
out. Immortality going to be popped there. Again, now with 3 members down, it's going to be the rough waves and desperation. That's a beautiful winner. Truncheon by Villaluna to bait it out. It's a 1v4 currently. Right now, it does seem like Philippines want to go for the end right now. Meteoro will not be able to defend the base all alone as a sole roamer. And it's Philippines who find the first game.
24 minutes game. We've seen a very, very slow pace game in the first game between Philippines and also Argentina. And I know it's not very easy as well for Philippines because of the Carita presence coming from Argentina here. So it's gonna be another homework for Philippines. As we know, they want to finish this game as soon as possible, but they also have an advantage in the late game composition here. They have this Irital, they also have this SS, as their positioning is very, very good. I think it's still fine. The team fight will go into the hand of Philippines.
It was so well played by the Philippines there, especially in that final fight.
But I also realized that Argentina, they tried so hard. They know they have this, the power from the Carita, right? The burst damage that they have, actually it can turn the table for Argentina. But they also have to execute it very well.
Yeah, that kill pressure, right? That was the name of the game. That was the win condition for Argentina. But unfortunately, they weren't able to utilize that kill pressure in the later stages of the game. And it went down exactly as Momochan predicted, right? That late game is going to favor Philippines much more than it favors Argentina because, again, of the heroes that are just there. The scaling from the Yve and obviously the Irithel as well. And to add on to that, beautiful defensive items with the winner's truncheon by both Villaluna and Imam were really enough to bait out this aggression from Argentina.
Yeah, I was shocked actually Villaluna become the first blood for Argentina in the early minutes here. But the problem is once Philippines drag this game into the late game as what they wishes for, it happens. And even though when in the hand of Argentina, still not able to pop up that crossbow of tanks so many times. I just saw it maybe one time. Once, right?
Yeah.
After I never seen it again because maybe because of the pressure and the damage, the scaling damage that this Iritel has, it makes all the players from Argentina, they cannot have a long-term team fight here with Philippines, or they can get wiped out very easily if they force it.
This is the one time we did see that crossbow attack, and it ended up with Argentina winning 2-1, right, in the trades.
Yeah.
In the end, it was equalized by Philippines, but I think you're right. Civ just really struggled to get those weakness points down, and it's down to the Philippines because they are able to maneuver themselves in such a way where it's so hard to get those weakness points. Here as well, Dapadop was so low, only had one more weakness point for Civ to take, but he maneuvered himself back, and it baited the rest of the team from Argentina towards Philippines so that Soriano can really punish. And you can see that's exactly what happens. Soriano always is the one punishing, always is the one staying back in the first initial engage from Argentina. And he's the one dealing the most damage in these team fights. Soriano, when he gets the free hit, Philippines just gets the dub.
Yeah, agree with that. And now Argentina, even though they got this Fanny, even though they got this 1-1, but the execution is not as perfect as they want, because they cannot get this Villa Luna. Once you drag this game into the late game, there's so many target need to be prio in the hand of Argentina, right? They have to take down Villa Luna as a match MVP, because only one that, and the Mom Shu, you know, he's just amazing, because he knows this Estes is the signature hero for Villa Luna. So he wants to maximize the potential, and he wants to make the team fight for Philippines longer and longer. And this is what makes Argentina cannot survive in the long-term team fight.
One death on this Estes, and that was first blood. So throughout the game, throughout the super prolonged game, he only died once, even though he actually died early on. So that's it. That first minute, that's the only time Villa Luna was caught. And here for the player spotlight, we got to give it over to Del Rosario. 3 kills, 2 deaths, and 11 assists. In terms of GPM, if you take a look at the damage Del as well, not a lot, but he's a utility jungler on this Fredrin. He soaks in damage and he sustains back up to act as a front line. Because you can see, as a front line, 200,000 damage taken.
Agree
It
with
works.
that. Yeah, it works. And the strategy for Philippines is just they have to drag this game into the late game, make some space for Zoriano to get all of his items, and let the Del Rosario and also the Dapadap tank all the damage coming from Argentina. That's it. It's a simple, actually it's a simple strategy, but the execution is not easy as what they maybe already discussed inside the game, right? Because we know that this Iritel and also this Villa Luna with the assets need to be in the proper position.
Well, but ladies and gentlemen, the teams will be taking a break. Us here on the capture desk will be taking a short break as well. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere, because Philippines versus Argentina, Game 2, will be right back.
See you.
For game number 2, Argentina should be on the red side this time. Should be a swap. And there it is. Philippines on the blue side. And this is where we can see Philippines start to punish Argentina with the draft. Banning out the Fanny first. So you can see the instant respect given over from Philippines to Argentina.
Yep, and now we are going to see a respect ban from Fanny for Fanny's in the hand of Philippines here. I could say that Jotan almost though. Actually almost can shut down all of the members from Philippines with this Fanny, because of with the cutthroat and also the steel cable. But I just feel that maybe it's not because of the Hayabusa, right? Because Jordan is just more comfortable with this Hayabusa pick. But after it got banned from Philippines in the first game, he just maybe way more cautious with this Fanny. But it's still a threat for Philippines, so they just ban it out. Meanwhile, Argentina, they got no choice. They have to ban out this Joy, as the Philippines gonna be the first pick for this game.
The respect again given over to Argentina with that Atlas for Erwin. We saw Atlas pop off on the hands of Erwin. We saw the Kadida as well, and these might actually be the next few bans as well. Philippines are opting to go for a very full respect ban heavy banning phase. And you can see Argentina are following through again. The last game, they banned out that Benedetta, the Farsa, and the Valentina on first pick side. This time, they're opting to go for the Joy first, obviously, because when Philippines have the first pick, when you're in the red side, you need to ban that Joy. The Joy has been absolutely, disgusting. Honestly, looking at that hero against Malaysia on the hands of Deja, it was lethal. And with the Faramis banned out from Philippines, we're now going to take a look at Argentina with that final ban. I do feel like this time we might just see another Farsa ban. You know, the Leomord, the Kaja could actually come through as well. That's another hero that's been super solid in the IESF meta.
I think it's gonna be Kaja, or if they ban out that Valentina, I think they just contest the Kaja here with, I think it's gonna be Valentina ban out, Joy Kaja. Hayabusa could be the prior pick for Argentina if they want to. And we also have this 1-1 open. So 1-1 and also Kaja.
Even Diggy.
Even Diggy, but I think Diggy is not a prior pick for Valentina. maybe for Argentina, right? So if Philippines they want to take this Kaja, Argentina they could get two OP heroes such as Kaja, and also if they want DG, but it's not gonna be Kaja. It's gonna be 1-1 for
They're gonna go
Philippines.
for the first pick, 1-1, leaving over to Diggy a counter towards the 1-1 to the hands of Argentina. And this can be the choice now for Argentina. We did see them first pick the Diggy in game number 1. Now they can go and try to do the same thing. Honestly, the drafts were pretty solid for Argentina. And they can actually just go for this Diggy first pick, maybe followed up with the hero that you mentioned, the Hayabusa. A comfort pick for Jotun, a pocket pick for him. We've seen him find the most success on that Hayabusa. So I think Argentina might want to pick it up for themselves here. But honestly, Argentina, knowing that that Del Rosario from Philippines hasn't really picked up any of these assassins, I think it's wiser for Argentina to just let that go first. Pick up the Kaja and the Lapu, and that's exactly what they do here. Kaja, that can be flexed all around in that Lapu. A solid presence in the XP lane. Philippines, though, early hovering over a few unique heroes from the Zilong to the Gushin. And it's... I thought it was picked. I thought they locked it in.
No. Okay, but I think it's still a shadow pick for Philippines. They are able to get this Farsia as well if they want to in their hand of Imam. Or maybe another Estes here. But Diggy, I think it's going to be the next prio for Philippines here. Eve and Diggy.
Eve and Diggy.
Even
this
though
is
the
just,
Divine Judgment cannot be cancelled by the time journey, but at least it can help. It could save Philippines here from the Breathers fighter coming from this Lapu-Lapu.
It's also just a solid pickup, right? Because it does seem like Philippines with this composition now, they are leaning towards a front to back. Meanwhile, Argentina with the Lapu, technically, it's still a good mix for Argentina right now. It's not too one-sided in terms of that win condition. They can still dive with that Lapu. They can go for the picks with the Kaja. And obviously, they can front to back with the damage provided by the Beatrix. But now we are entering the second phase with Argentina banning out that Fredrin instantly. 200,000 damage taken, man. It's definitely a hero that's super hard to kill.
Super
and with this
tanky.
composition, it's going to be even tougher to kill, right? We'll see once again that Hayabusa is still going to be respected by Philippines, knowing that they are going to be clumping up together. A hero like Hayabusa that can threaten that side lane push, that split push, is going to be so threatening to Philippines.
Okay, and now there's gonna be a Kai band coming from Argentina here. Because Philippines, what hero they will pick for the jungler? It could be Gashian, it could be Amon if they want to. If they want to play some burst damage here.
For Argentina?
No, for Philippines. I think it could be Ling as well if they want to.
Ooh. Knowing Del Rosario, honestly, those three heroes don't come up
I
to
think
mind.
he's just like, fighters
Utility,
type, something
tank
like
junglers,
this, right? Yeah.
The Fredrin we saw in Philippines, he really liked to play the Barats, right?
Barats,
We
yeah.
saw the Granger
Oh
even.
yeah, it reminds me with the maybe like you say two marksmen.
Two marksmen. We saw the Granger
A
a few days back up against Slovenia.
Slovenia, yeah.
Philippines were able to pull the Granger off, and maybe they might go for it again here up against Argentina. But first, we're going to take a look at the first pick for Argentina. Currently, it does feel like they are lacking a bit more burst damage or just some magical damage to help out, because it feels like the Kaja will go for a tank build as usual. So they pick up another solid hero,
Oof.
and now you could really see Argentina's composition come through. This front-to-back, pure front-to-back composition to answer to Philippines'
Bane!
full front-to-back as well.
Oh my God,
The
okay.
Bane was hovered over. It was a signature pick as well for Del Rosario a year ago,
It
right?
reminds me of MSC, is it? I think it's MSC.
Yeah, MSC when the Faramis Bane combo to
Yeah.
end the game was just
but there
absolutely
you go.
broken. But
There
the
you go.
Barats, as I mentioned, is going to be hovered over by Philippines, and Dapadop is actually flexing a bit here with his hero pool.
His
Yuzong,
conquest.
Paquito. Paquito worked out in game one up against Alapu. Can certainly work out here, and they decide to lock it in. I think the Barats works very well. Oh my goodness, we might see something different though, and they lock in the Guinevere last second for Philippines. The Diggy, Guinevere, this is a pure front to back, but they've mixed in a lot of good dive, a lot of CC into their composition to face off against Argentina. Because Philippines noticed that, hey, Argentina have the Beatrix, have the Sicilian with a solid front line that they already have on the Lapu and Kaja. It's going to be very hard for a Barat to actually penetrate that front line. So that's your answer. The Guinevere makes perfect sense to dive into that back line.
Yeah, but the problem from Argentina is how this Kaja plays, though, with the divine judgment, with all the rotation here. They just
Yeah, that's the sound effect. Right, the divine judgment. No, it doesn't sound like that at all.
it doesn't sound like that
No,
actually.
not at all.
But yeah.
But it's close, no? No, not even close.
Oh!
But oh,
Wait.
it's a Granger jungle. They're pulling it off Argentina. We saw it from the Philippines. Argentina are picking it up, saying that, hey, we will try to replicate your success on the Granger.
Oh my holy moly.
Holy moly indeed.
This meta, two marksmen, Argentina. Yes, Granger, they has this maybe I can say massive basic damage in the early here. But the problem is, Philippines, they cannot drag this game more into the late game. They have to play a quiet, maybe early into the mid game. If they bring this late game composition into the hand of Argentina, I think Philippines still able to hold, but maybe so hard to turn back the table.
Oh, it's going to be very tough
Very
for
tough.
Philippines, right? If it does go, if the game goes as long as game one, Sicilian, Beatrix, Granger,
I
all these
know.
three heroes are going to be scaling up
Lapu-Lapu.
like a monster with Lapu as well, but we'll see. Philippines has a chance to control the early game as we jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 2. Philippines as well have the chance to go for a 2-0 clean sweep up against Argentina. We're trying their best to look for an equalizer here in game 2. Jotun on the orange buff. Del Rosario on the purple. As you can see, Del Rosario rotate very fast into the enemy jungle, invading already and stealing away. Nope, not able to steal it away, but he is able to actually bait out the retribution from Jotun. That can be a mistake. Del Rosario can start to rotate around towards the purple buff with the help of Imam as well. They picked up the Lethal Wanderer, and Del Rosario is looking for it now, looking for the steal. But decides to back off for now. Not really going to risk it early on, and it is just both of the teams playing pretty passively. Bless you, Momo-chan.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, and top it up here. Try so hard to win the lane against Lapu-Lapu. We know how strong Lapu-Lapu after getting buff yesterday. Not actually yesterday, but yeah. Lapu-Lapu now is one of the XP hero here. XP hero that are very, very strong as the front laner, as a burst damager as well. So I think Papado could be a disaster for Philippines. Meanwhile, some of time journey comes in, not yet, but the reverse time has been connected to Erwin and Del Rosario, and there's a good first blood that comes from Sif, but Imam finally he succeeded to make the trade with the Sif. So it's still an advantage for Philippines.
Yeah, I'd say that as well here, but Papa Dog is absolutely not having a good time in that XP lane up against a Paquito who's able to just zone him completely from time and time again. But in that gold lane, I agree with you, it was definitely worth it for Philippines. And the turtle side, though, is going to be the Retribution battle. A very good knockout strike from Dapadap to stop this turtle take. And that's Philippines picking up the turtle. And everything in the early game is going towards Philippines. Argentina, Civ, lost so much HP and a lot of gold. Meteoro going to be solo killed by just a real-world manipulation. And this is an orange buff taken by Del Rosario, stolen away from Argentina.
Meanwhile, now Jotun still not trying maybe to find more items for the damage here for this Granger. But at the top lane, there's very, intense team fight between Papadok and also the Padap. I just feel somehow it's getting personal.
Ooh. Is it getting personal? I don't know, man.
No, I'm just joking.
It feels like they're just laning, right? But maybe. We'll see. Last time I saw Dapadop take things personally, it was up against Moba Zane, I believe, in
the
M3.
Moba Zane, yeah.
He just completely went for him. He just chased him down like it was nothing. Even though The whole team helped Mobazane to peel, to cover. Doesn't matter. Dapadab just finds a way in.
I mean the heroes. It's very, very personal, you know.
A boxer versus a swordsman. Yeah, that's personal.
Okay, and now Erwin trying to babysit the Sif again and again. It makes Villa Luna also almost need to do the same thing over and over again. The first time jumps in with the alarm bomb, and Luciano can get that kills very easy.
Erwin too, gonna be fallen here, even though he is able to survive. He used that flicker, and that's, again, that divine judgment that won't really be a threat early on without that flicker. Philippines completely controlling the game the first 4 minutes here. That's gonna be Del Rosario jumping in onto Meteoro, dealing so much damage as Imam does have a solid lead. They're already starting to invade the enemy jungle as well. Del Rosario getting some more pressure here to secure that turtle side. Turtle spawning in to the land of Dawn in the 4th minute of the game. It does seem like Dapadab will be caught, has the flicker to get out of the stun. As Jotun tries his best to, again, just farm up. It's so difficult for Jotun to face off against a Guinevere with Demon Slayer early on.
With the Demon Slayer, and now Imam, he cannot clear the minion quite fast. Maybe if you compare to the 2 marksman composition coming from Argentina, maybe he's losing the lane here. But meanwhile, Papadok need to run away. Oh, really nice juke coming from Dapadab. He saw it coming though.
Happy feet, man. That's Dapadab is showing the class on the Paquito. Back in the Philippines, there's a nickname for Dapadab's Paquito. It's Edward Balboa, and you can see why. The signature pick has just been super good for Dapadab.
Oh, I see. And now, Philippines, they try to play very, very carefully right now. They don't want to make a mistake. After, even though they already secured the first point in game number 1, but I just know that they respect all players from Argentina very, very well.
The respect is given, and they're already grouping up here in the mid lane. That's a good divine judgment to cancel the Violet Requiem, but it's going to be Wise who finds it. Still, nice. Del Rosario getting Meteoro. Not a kill, though, for now, is Imam. Now this might be personal, Momo-chan.
Wow.
That was a solo ult from Imam, and he's put in a very risky situation. Dapadab as well, jumping in with a knockout strike, almost finding Civ, but Villa Luna will be taken down. Del Rosario backing off, Dapadab as well. They both need to be very cautious when it comes down to the team fights, because Argentina, they're a very good skirmishing team.
Yeah, agree with that. Even though with the one real world manipulation from Imam, shut down this Meteoro, even though finally Argentina got 2 members from Philippines, but Jotun with the solo kill that's coming from Dapadab, and also 1 bad fist and also the bad impact. Dapadab still able to survive. Woo.
Man, oh man. Dapadab just styling on his signature.
Where's the nickname?
Edward Balboa.
Edward Balboa. Amazing.
Edward Dapadab.
Top drop.
I called him Patapop earlier, like I think in the first match, because I couldn't see his name on screen. But you know, sometimes you learn from mistakes. And this game, you can see Philippines, they definitely learned from game number 1 after some of the mistakes they made early on. Dapadab again, absolutely styling. You know, he always is just distracting the enemy team, giving the rest of the Filipino members so much room to play around that turtle side.
And it reminds me, the playstyle from the Dapadab is looks like a R7 from Indonesia here, because he likes to do the split push thing, you know, with the 4 and 1 formation. And Dapadab tries so hard to survive. He almost got that Jotun, but it's not succeed because Papadok is there. 1 versus 2 situation, but it will buy a lot of time for Philippines to just giving a split push into the top lane.
Here as well, top side taken down. Now Violet Requiem comboed in with a knock-up. An easy kill for Soriano to pick off. He just had to basic attack there with the CC placed down. And now the tier 2 is going to be sieged by Philippines, as Argentina so far in this game don't really feel like they have had a proper response to these turret takes, these objective control as well from Philippines. Argentina will need to try to slow the game's pace down, because if it continues like this, Philippines might actually be able to end the game before the 12-minute mark.
And now, Dapadab here, trying to make some distraction into the bottom lane. And Philippines, they have to play it maybe not more than 15 minutes game.
Oh man, that Divine Judgment with a combo as well. Soriana gonna be taken down by that Brave Spider, but the knockout strike comes in. Dapadab still able to disengage. Mob flicking forward, but Civ follows through. Dapadab running for the hills, goes back in. Civ is still able to find that kill, but it's a 4-for-2 trade for Argentina. The Lord spawning in 24 seconds. Out of nowhere, Argentina able to find a winning team fight despite having the goal deficit.
And now it's happening for Argentina. They just won the team fight here. Even though, you know, because of the damage comes from Jatan with this Granger, even positioning is not that safe though, because he is quite exposed. And that's the opportunity for Argentina to shut him down in the second place here, because it's unlucky that Soriano is the first target that to be prior by Argentina.
Oh man, concealed play being started here by Philippines. Right there's Divine Judgment. Will actually be able to find Villa Luna, but the damage won't be enough to take him down. It will be in the end, but that's Anada sniping him. Jotun running back. Villa Luna taken down for Papa Dog, an XP laner for a roamer right now. As Philippines will definitely have a bit of an advantage here in this position with that XP laner down.
But now Philippines, they are able to take the first alert in a minute number 9, and Argentina, I think the power spike now is happening, right? Because with these two marksman composition, they're able to giving a massive damage towards Philippines. So this is why I say that Philippines cannot drag this game maybe more into the late game composition here. Because Philippines, they don't have enough, you know, maybe they don't have enough damage into going into the late game here. They only need to rely on Soriano damage. That's it. Or maybe Del Rosario has, but the problem is he is built into the tank. So play more defensive for Del Rosario.
It's a standard, right, for this roster for Philippines. They really like to just use those two damage dealers. Good read by Del Rosario as he jumps in, finding Erwin there. And it's now going to be a siege down in the mid lane, but back again to my point. Philippines, this roster really likes to play around two damage dealers, and those two damage dealers being the mid lane and the gold lane, but it's going to be Aaron who jumps in with a Divine Judgment, able to find Dapadab, and that's so much damage with Papadal flickering forward. The crossbow attack going to be popped in by Soriano as he's able to find a kill over back again. It's a 1-for-1, still worth it for Philippines.
And now, Philippines, now the Lord is marching down into the top lane here. Meanwhile, Argentina, they can try to defend it because they have this two marksman composition, right? They also has this Arwin with the Divine Judgment. So Philippines, if they want to pick a team fight with Argentina, they have to see where's the positioning from Arwin as well, because Arwin used this flicker, so there might be some surprise initiation, some surprise engagement coming from Arwin with the flicker and Divine Judgment.
Hey, Momo-chan, I'm starting to understand why you said it was personal between Dapadab and Papa Dog, right?
No,
their names are. Look at that. It's Dapadab versus Papa Dog.
Yeah, it sounds same, but
Erwin though. Oh, he only got the clone. It's
this
unfortunate.
Is what I said.
There you go. The bait's in by Del Rosario as Dapadab zones. Argentina back away. Meteoro forced to pop that flicker out of the real world manipulation. And it's the purple buff stolen by Philippines as they wait again, playing in discipline for the next Lord.
They have to clear the lane as soon as possible. So Argentina, they will be busy to clear the lane in the 3 lanes of Argentina, because it's only like left a best turret for them. So they have to be careful here. Meanwhile, Philippines need some help from this Lord, from the second Lord here, because they cannot go inside the base of Argentina quite easy here because some of the Kaja presence and also Mitiero and the two marksman composition from Argentina, it works now. It's working now.
Oh my god, man. At this point, right,
It could be in anyone's game now.
It could be, right? In terms of the gold lead, Philippines now are only down to a 3,000 gold lead from the initial 7,000 gold lead that they had in the mid stage. Now, we mentioned this in the draft, Momo-chan. If it does go to that late stage, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Philippines to look for an opening as Papadao jumps in with the Bravest Fighter. Gonna be CC, but his stun connects onto Imam! And just like that, Soriano's gonna be taken low. Erwin finds the Divine Judgment, suppressing him, and that's the Death Sonata as well. A lot of damage being placed down, and it's a 1-for-1. The roamer for the gold lane. Argentina, again, are able to coin flip back to a lead for themselves. The Lord fight now for Argentina as they're looking to go for it. Del Rosario jumping in. Jotun can be found there. Zaxby's Violent Requiem, finding 2 members. Jotun brought back, taken down by Villaluna on that alarm bomb. Lord reset, but Philippines have recovered.
And now, without any retribution on Argentina, Philippines, they are able to take this Lord without any hesitation, of course. And it's gonna be in the hand of the Philippines. Meanwhile, Papadok is trying so hard to shut down one member, but it's gonna be a good one real world manipulation coming from Imam here, and the follow coming from Depadap. It makes Papadok is able to get shut down in the jungle just now.
Man, what an incredible series of fights there, with Argentina earlier just winning it out, but then staying a bit too long. Philippines getting the better of Jotun. And I think Jotun here needs to be very careful. He's playing like an assassin in these bushes, trying to look for those ambushes as a Granger, though. Once he gets caught like that against Del Rosario, once he gets knocked up, it's almost impossible for a Granger with Retribution to get out, right? You don't really have a lot of defense. The only defensive mobility resource is your dash.
Agree with that. And so this is why maybe Argentina, they are not that comfortable with these two marksman pick. But if we talk about the damage state here, Argentina has more advantage if you compare to Philippines draft pick here.
Well, let's see. Top side with Enhanced Lord to be barged in there. As Papadog gets taken super low from Villaluna, I guess. Those alarm bombs are doing work. Bad impacts now from Meteoro, just trying his best to play with his high ground. Del Rosario trying to zone Argentina out, but it is going to be 2 base turrets taken out. Bottom side going to be targeted now by Philippines, and that's 3 base turrets with no trades whatsoever from Argentina. An amazing siege from Philippines.
And now it's gonna be another things for Argentina right now, because Philippines, they have to, they will play it more discipline here, because like I said it earlier, because they have this 2 marksman composition, it's not easy for Philippines as well. Look at the gold coming from this Jotun with the 10k gold, and also the endless battle with the Malefic Roar and the Hunter Strike. So actually he already has the attack penetration, but the problem is he needed breastplate just for the defensive, just want to make sure that he is not get shut down very easy, because he have this one item, right, the defensive item. But the problem is he needs Sif, maybe he needs Sif health here. With the 243 KDA Sif, it's not easy for him as well, because he knows Del Rosario can just anyhow jumps in with the Violet Requiem, and there's gonna be another knock-up follow-up coming from Dapadap. And Villaluna, as the time journeys pop up from Villaluna, Papadok is not very easy as well to pop up that Braver Fighter. So Argentina, they have to force Villaluna to use that time journey. So after the time journey is being used by Villaluna, Argentina can all just pop up all the CC that they have.
They need to go for the prolonged fights,
but
right?
But the problem is, look at that, the poke damage coming from Philippines towards the Papadok, it makes him need to go back now.
Oh no, Dapadab though, in that top lane, gonna be caught by the Divine Judgment, is able to maneuver himself out for a bit. It's a bait over for the rest of the Filipino team to take that Enhanced Lord. They're able to secure it, but with 1 member down now, it does feel like, again, it's still worth it for Philippines, because Dapadab's going to be respawning in a bit, right on cue with the Lord if they take it slow. Meanwhile, for Argentina, they got a kill over to Dapadab, who doesn't have a shutdown, so there's not much gold that they can actually get from that. But like you mentioned, Momo-chan, these alarm bombs placed in by Venus, by Villaluna, has been so painful. The frontliner's been taking a whole lot of damage here. I think he's been chunked down to 1/4 of his HP almost every single time he opens up the map.
Look at that. Look at the high ground defense that Argentina has right now with the two marksmen. And of course, with the Meteoro as the lead composition, lead insurance for Argentina with the Sicilian. He already has enough damage though. So if Argentina, they want to force or maybe do some engage towards the team fight with Philippines, I think they are able to do it. But the problem is how to shut down Soriano in the backline.
Well, I think right now the main concern for Argentina is, yeah, you're right, Soriano.
Right.
If
Or maybe
Erwin can find a divine judgment
That's
onto
right.
Soriano, that's
use the the surprise initiation coming from Erwin with the flicker and also the divine judgment. Maybe it will works for Philippines.
maybe it will here in the 18th minute of the game. It does feel like we are entering slowly but surely into that late stage with both teams only having, well, with Philippines only having a 2,000 gold lead. This would mean that Argentina will have caught up in items and even in XP with every single member at level 15. We said it in the drafts, Momo-chan. Late game, it will definitely favor Argentina with Sicilian, Granger, and Beatrix all scaling to be absolute monsters. From the side of Philippines, they do still have that late game pressure. They still have that Wan and the Yve, but Sicilian scales forever, stacks forever. So the longer the game goes, the stronger Meteoro is going to be on the Sicilian. And both teams are just playing it safely, waiting for that Lord. No real threat right now. Erwin jumping back away. That reverse time bringing the back, forcing the flicker out, and here it is. That's going to be the fight. Imam taken low. Erwin going to be caught again. Still able to dash out. As Erwin gets out, it's going to be Jotun who tries his best to clear out that mid lane. Jotun going to be chased down. That's the alarm bombs connecting. So much HP taken out of him. Erwin still has the Divine Judgment, will opt to just back away as he's at low HP.
With the impure rates from Villa Luna, one alarm boom can giving a lot of pressure for Papadok or even for Erwin here.
These alarm bombs are disgusting, man. It's crazy.
Absolutely painful.
I think he has a Genius Wand. I really wonder what items he has here. I think it's
gonna be like
Divine
maybe
Glaive,
Divine
Genius
Glaive,
Wand, Glowing Wand?
or maybe on a Holy Crystal. We don't know.
Oh, maybe, you know, usually.
But the problem is because he used that impurity, right?
Yeah. Usually as a roamer, though, we only see like a Genius Wand and a Divine Glaive. Papadog, though, opening up the map, finding Imam there, but it's a solo kill.
What?
Papadog finding the kill with the help of Imam right
no.
now. The Bravest Spider is popped in by Papadog, but he's all
With
alone.
the truncheon?
He pops in a Winner's Truncheon just to buy a little bit more time, but it's all for naught as Argentina, the rest of the members are still in that purple buff. It does seem like Philippines will be able to go for this Evolved Lord for free. No contest possible for Argentina.
And even though with the purple buff in the hand of Meteoro, the problem is 2 members down from Argentina, left 3 members who need to defend the base now. And Del Rosario, I think they need some help. Yeah, I think they need to get this Lord as soon as possible, even though Papadok still need like 11, 15 seconds to show up. But the problem is Dapadab with the distraction in the top lane here, trying to make some split push initiation towards the Philippine side, and now the Lord is already marching down as well. There's no time journey for Villa Luna, but it's okay as long as there's a no one Death Sonata as well from Jaron, because he just used it to just giving a damage towards Villa Luna.
Violet Requiem missing there. That's going to be Erwin finding the Divine Judgment onto the real world inflation that's comboed in. But look at a knockout strike from Dapadop. He's taken very low. No one's able to hit onto that base. Soriano pops in across Botang. Translated over towards the other members, but the Winner's Truncheon is there. But Soriano doesn't care. Jumps in towards the base, finishing the game and ending it 2-0, sending Argentina home.
Wow, Philippines! I think today is the longest matches between Philippines versus Argentina, right? Almost 21 minutes for Argentina in our second game just now. But Argentina has to say goodbye in the 4th day of IESF 14 World Championship Bali.
It's definitely a nice try for Team Argentina. 2-0, but again, for both of these games, it was so close. 18 minutes it went for this game, all the way for the Evolved Lord, and it went the same way, a bit longer actually. 24 minutes in game number 1. It was a valiant effort by Argentina, but the Philippines will move and progress over to meet up against Malaysia in the next stage of the lower brackets.
And how patient Filipinos players.
So disciplined.
Did you see that? I think
Patient.
this is the first time I saw Philippines team play very, very passive, right? Sometimes if we talk about Philippines, we know how strong and how scary they are with their play style, right? Because they like to play aggressive in the early. They trying to keep, snowballing and snowballing until they get their game. But the problem is when they face Argentina, it's totally a different whole play style coming from this team. So it's very, very new and it's very unique because I know I really like how disciplined they are. They even don't want to make a small minor mistake here.
Yeah. You can see, right? Because they are in the lower brackets.
Except the Imam.
Yeah, the one where Imam got caught in the divine judgment. That was
Yes.
more. I don't think that was a mistake. It's more of just Argentina finding that little loophole to punish, right? Because honestly, looking at it was a good real world manipulation. But here you could see just the entire replay. I do agree with you. The fact that, again, it does feel like Philippines are playing a bit more passive than they usually do. But you can't really blame them. They're playing in the lower brackets. This is it. This is an elimination match, right?
Yeah.
If they lose, they are out. But there was so many moments here by Argentina in the game where Philippines are always... It does feel like, even though Argentina have gone a lot of these good team fights, it's always Philippines who have the control in the game. They're the ones who can actually convert on objectives. They're the ones who are actually actively looking for these crazy pickoffs and these macro wave manipulation to get the upper edge. And we saw it here as well. The moment where Argentina had the better pickoffs, had got the better trades, they weren't really able to convert, and they were instead setting up for another fight instead of going for the objective.
And I really like how the pad-up is here with the split push composition, the split push strategy coming from the pad-up. He knows that he can make some distraction towards Argentina, so it makes he wants to make sure that Argentina cannot contest the objective lure, right? Once the lord is already being secured by Philippines, Argentina, they don't have much choices here. They only has to kill this Dapadab who is being alone in the top lane just now. But it works very well for Philippines as Imam as the MVP for our second game with this Eve. Again and again, he used the real world manipulation very, very well. But the problem is, even though we know now you have to use the suppress ability to cancel the real world manipulation, he doesn't care at all because he knows that actually there's no suppress ability coming from Argentina. So anytime he wants to use the real world manipulation, it means Argentina has to dive in, inside his position, and that makes actually Villa Luna as our player spotlight here able to just, support him and even try to cover him up.
Oh, man. Imam and Villa Luna with the MVP and the player spotlight. Honestly, Villa Luna, I want to take a look at the items. We didn't get to see it at all. And you were right. He went for full damage. Talisman. And wow, just Holy Crystal, Glowing Wand,
This is
Divine
why.
Glaive.
That's why
Full damage. Doesn't
the
care.
alarm bomb is very, very painful. He has that holy crystal with the 35% magic damage here, and also with the divine glaive and even the burn effect that coming from the glowing wand.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Imam somehow still doing the most damage in the team with only 3. Technically, 2 utility items and 1 damage, right? The Divine Glaive is the only damage item because the Ice Queen one, the Glowing one, is more so for the utility. But Arashi's probably back there happy because he's seeing another Yves game, and it's another very solid Yves game from Imam.
Yeah, another very, very solid draft as well coming from Philippines. So this is it. It's gonna be into it has been 2-0 for Philippines and Argentina. Very, very good game and well played, but we have to say goodbye for you guys today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's done for me and Momo Chan today on the caster desk. We're going to hand it over to our host, Masker, to get an interview with the Filipino players. So let's see what he has to say.
Thank you once again, Mirko and Momo-chan, Como duet. So congratulations once again to Philippines. They will go to the next round versus Malaysia. But before, I will ask to the players of the Philippines. So what do you think about Argentina on this game?
They are so good and their mechanical skills is good.
They're so good, and the medical is also good. And for you, what is your strategy, your plan versus Malaysia?
First of all, um, to you need to take a bath.
They have to take a because it's very hot in here. Yeah, that's a good strategy, I think. Yeah. Okay. You guys have a special message for Malaysia, right? We will count together like 3, 2, 1. Lakat Matatak Malaysia. Are you ready? So guys, we will have a commercial break because after this we will watch Cambodia versus Indonesia still on Mobile Legends Bang Bang IESF 14 World Esports Championship. Just take it away.